the churches and the chapels came the ones we must pursue. And though I long to be unshackled, I shall see my burden through. Can you hear the choir sing? Hail the satellites to watch the end of everything on this longest night. 1,000 eyes open aside to grudge me sight to see the end. 1,000 eyes, the curse of the wise, into the madness I descend. From my final perch I ponder on the infinite and vast. In the blindness I still wander, though my time has almost passed. There are things I long to teach you in my institution's creeds, looking just behind the corners of our own realities. Can you hear the choir sing? Voices fill the spires, hymns of one still echoing, prayers on the lips of liars. 1,000 eyes open inside to grant me sight to see the end. 1,000 eyes, the curse of the wise, to the madness I descend. 1,000 eyes open inside to grant me sight to see the end. The more I behold, the further I fold, and to the madness I descend. And the chords quicker melodies, in the deafening dirges arise. And the ones who would never be, behold the end when 1,000 die.
Hello, and welcome to Final Show Films. I'm John, or Senstaku, as you might know me on Twitter, the executive producer here, and I just want to thank you for watching. It really means a lot to us that people watch, listen to, and enjoy our shows. If you want to help us keep making these shows as fun and lively as they can be, please join your fellow fans in supporting us at our Patreon page at patreon.com/fsfilms, or by subscribing to our Twitch channel, twitch.tv/finalshowfilms. It really means a lot to us that the amount of you who do support us continue to do so, especially our $25 plus tier supporters on Patreon. Antitonic, Cat Waterflame, Samantha Bates, Maureen Monty, and Gravine Alexander. Every little bit helps, so thank you to all of our patrons and subs. Check us out on Twitter at Final Show Films and on our website at www.finalshowfilms.com for updates, go-live notifications, and more. We love interacting with you, so feel free to tweet at us or email us at finalshowfilms@gmail.com. That being said, please relax and enjoy. We're live.
Hello, everybody, and welcome once again to Everyone is Warlocks, Conflux, the Dungeons & Dragons 5th edition campaign that we are running here on Final Show Films. My name is Jack. I am your dungeon master and storyteller for this whole extravaganza, and joining me today is Cody.
Cody, I'm playing Cole Estasi, the Shifter Raven Queen Pact of the Chain Warlock.
And Nikki.
Hi, I'm playing Diamond Katar, the Earth Genasi Archfey Pact the Blade Warlock.
And Jeremy.
Hi, I'm Jeremy. I'm playing Korshana, Kalishtar, blah, 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 Warlock, blah, blah, blah.
And Mara.
I mean, we
Hi,
can
I'm
pretty much
Mara.
just say our race.
I'm playing Aurelia Clementine Everns, human Pact of the Blade Warlock of the Great Old One.
And William.
Hi, I'm William, and I'm playing Moton Saltspray, the Dwarf Pact of the Compass Warlock of the Thing Beneath the Waves.
I should get into the correct roll 20.
And Aaron, who is muted.
Sorry. I'm Aaron. I'm playing Zoe, also called Zoe, who is half drow. Oh, a Hexblade Pact of the Blade, a monk way of the Kensa, a faction agent, and also a warlock.
Okay,
Yeah.
one of us has a legitimate reason to describe their class.
And John.
I'm John. I'm playing Warlock, the emissary of the Great Press Pact of the Tome Great Machine Warlock.
And our last moments in Conflux were spent in a tangled thicket on a small island in the northern fens. The Hawkshead Compact, following clues from shared dreams, is on the hunt for another of the Fey antiquities to assist them in winning the great game. Having tracked a lost wand to this watery maze of channels, they anchored their ship, the Elishard's Revenge, nearby, and struck out to bushwhack their way toward their prize. With help from Wotan's Black Compass and using Zoe's navigational abilities, the Warlocks managed to remain on course and have made as rapid progress as could be reasonably expected toward their goal. And now, as they push deeper into the dense undergrowth, our eyes are drawn back to the humid marsh as the compact has been confronted by some sort of plant-based elemental predators. We finished last week with rolling initiative, and we are at the top of the round. Warlock, several hulking monstrosities of weird proportions and figure are shambling their way toward you.
How many of them are next to each other?
Neither of them. They have you. They're coming at you from either side.
Okay, they're coming from either side.
Yep.
Which one is closer?
The front one, we'll say.
All right.
The one towards the front of the group.
And which one is closer to our melee fighters?
Probably also the one in the front of the group.
Cool. So I'm going to turn towards the one in the back.
Okay.
And I shift my orb into gauntlet mode.
Okay.
And just point my left arm at it. And as I point my left arm, the gauntlet expands, and several saw blades pop up out of the gauntlet as I cast Cloud of Daggers at that one.
All right.
I am centering the cube. I am centering the cube so that it is on the far side of the 5-foot cube, so that it has to pass through the 5-foot cube on its way towards us.
Okay.
Hoping that it will end its turn still in the 5-foot cube. Casting Cloud of Daggers at 5th level. Wow, that's some shitty damage. But any creature, so you fill the air with spinning daggers, in this case, saw blades, in a cube 5 feet on each side, centered on a point you choose within range. A creature takes 4d4 slashing damage when it enters the spell's area for the first time on a turn or starts its turn there. When you cast it at the spell slot at 3rd level or higher, it gains an additional 2d4 for each slot level above 2nd. So 22. So it just takes 22 damage because it's in the square.
Yep.
And if it starts its turn there,
it will start its turn in the square.
It'll take another amount of damage. So that's my action. Bonus action. I cast Shillelagh on my staff.
Okay. Which brings us to Cora. Unless Warlock is like moving to cover in any of.
Oh
the
no, I am
plants or
staying
anything.
I am staying in the boat.
Well, you're not in the boat right now. You guys
Oh,
have
we're
already
tracking.
traversed
I'm staying where I'm at.
several hundred yards into the trail. Yep.
I'm staying where I'm at.
Okay. So Cora.
All right. Well, let's see. I forgot that I was second, and I didn't look at the turn order because why would I do that?
That would be silly.
That would be silly. That would be very silly. I will. Yeah, let's start off light. I don't know why, but I will start off light, and just launch the typical warlock cantrip.
Okay.
Chill touch.
Same one that's in the cloud of daggers, or towards the one in the front.
Let's get the one in front. Let's get the one in front for sure.
Okay.
How many blasts do we have at this level?
I think you guys are currently at 3.
Okay. Boom, boom. I don't know why that rolled at advantage, but 23, 21, and 17.
All 3 of those hit.
For shit damage, because I'm me.
Because you're you.
3 Eldritch Blasts, 7 damage.
Cool. Big ol' 7. All right. Oh, hey. I missed something last week. Hey, Rorik, when are you going? Right now, we'll say. All right. So, Rorik... Diamond was near the back with Rorik, and he makes a tactical decision to go charge at the one that's surrounded by spinning saw blades. And he flies into a rage as he runs, swings twice, both of which hit and do an amount of damage. He just sinks his pick into this thing 2 times. A couple pieces of root and rock just go flying as he follows through with these strikes. And that brings it to their turn.
I will roll damage for Cloud of Daggers.
Yes. First one takes damage for the Cloud of Daggers.
That's better.
28.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Oop. Forgot to hit enter. 16, 20 is 36. Okay. One of them is right in front of Rorik and is going to try and hit him. So these 2 trunk-like thick fibrous arms reach out and they both slam towards Rorik. Ooh. Rorik gets critted. Rorik is raging, though, so it's not nearly as bad as it could be. Meanwhile, the other one swarms down, and I think, was it Cole or Zoe who was in the front?
I believe it was Cole. He was using his axe to clear the way.
Yeah.
Right.
I remember making the joke, hey, I'm
Cole
finally using
knows
that
how to
Durgar
survive.
axe.
Zoe's just out there to also stab the plants.
Right. Okay. And the other one will swarm down in on Cole. Cole, what's your AC right now?
16.
16. Okay.
It is gone up.
Nice. 17 and 16. These both hit you.
Okay.
So you take 12 bludgeoning damage as the first one slams into your shoulder, and you can feel these fibrous roots flex around to grab you. And then another one comes in and smashes into kind of your opposite hip, You take 14 points of bludgeoning damage from that.
Okay.
And then this cavity opens in what you might call this thing's chest.
Yeah.
And you are just thrust inside, and it clumps back behind you as you are engulfed by a shambling mound. So you are
Cozy.
currently blinded, restrained, and unable to breathe.
Shambling.
I have
mounds.
one breath.
Yeah.
What? Like one? All right.
Yeah. You basically you have a right now your oxygen supply has gotten cut off, so you're not suffocating yet, but you are sort of in the initial stages of, oh dear God, I have no air supply.
You're in the holding your breath stage.
Yes.
Mostly from. I hope it doesn't smell in here.
Yeah. I mean,
I thought they smelled
Probably
bad
does.
Probably
on
does.
the outside.
Yeah. So if you don't use any of your oxygen to speak or whatnot, what's your con mod?
Let me go back. 2.
2. All right. You have 3. You can hold your breath for 3 minutes.
Okay.
All right. Meanwhile, you guys also see a third one coming towards you from the side. It's using all of its movement, but it's scrambling. You can hear the crashing, and it looms out directly adjacent to Wotan currently, but it used all of its movement to get there. So we go to the interior to Cole. It's your turn.
All right. I do not like this, so I just reach forward and use my last breath to cast Dimension Door and pop out behind it on the other side.
Sounds good.
About 60 feet.
Okay. So you
down
just
the trail.
bamf 60 feet down the trail. Excellent.
And then with my bonus action, Jinx was still out over there. Jinx is gonna fly at the shambling mound and sting it.
Okay.
With a 7.
7 unfortunately misses. Jinx swoops down, lashes out with the stinger, but it just glances off of a rock that this thing has worked into its physiology and unfortunately makes no contact.
All right. That's me then.
Any movement at all?
No, I'll stay where I'm at.
All right. Zoe, that brings us to you.
Okay, am I in melee with this thing?
You can, if you're not adjacent to it right now, it's very easy to move in with your move.
Well, if
action
I'm
to
not
get
in
it.
melee, or if I am in melee, is actually important to what I choose to do.
You guys were kind of going single file down this trail. It was pretty narrow, so I would say you've got 5 feet of space, probably at least between you and any of the shambling mounds.
I'm gonna do the thing I can do now, which is shoot it
Okay.
with my crossbow.
Right, because crossbow's your Kensei ranged weapon, right?
Yes, I have a light crossbow that I got over the break. We forgot to mention that on stream, but
that was retrieved, purchased, whatever. Yep. 17
I think we
hits.
had one. I don't remember. I figured it out.
Right. And you're attacking the one that had engulfed Cole, right?
Yeah, because that one's pretty directly in front of me.
Yep.
And I'm going to use my bonus action for Kensei shot that I'm putting in the chat.
Excellent.
Now.
All right.
So it does an extra.
So you'll do an extra D4.
D4. I do 7 damage.
All right. You guys are at least consistent against this one.
Yeah.
Get one more and you win big.
All right. Which brings us, I believe, to Aurelia.
All right. I am going to close my eyes, grab my gun, and cast slow on, I'm assuming it's got a range of 40 feet. Can I cover all 3 of them that are coming in?
You can, but you would also be covering your entire party.
6
Yes,
of your
6
choice.
creatures of your choice. So I
Yeah.
can
Okay.
choose. So I just do those 3.
Yeah. mhm.
As we have to remind every time someone casts slow, it is of your choice.
Yeah.
That's very nice of them to have
It
put
is.
that in there.
Yeah. So I cast slow. They make a wisdom save. My DC is 16.
Okay.
Hoping these things are not so smart.
They are not so smart. They are, however, extraordinarily wise. No, just kidding. We have a 3, a 5, and an 11.
Okay, no. They are all
So they are all slowed.
Yep, so half speed, -2 to AC and dex saves, can't use reactions, and on its turn it can make an action or a bonus action, and it can only make 1 melee attack per turn.
Cool.
All right, that's my action. Bonus action, I step behind someone else. I don't like this thing. That's me.
Okay. All right. Wotan, that brings us to you.
Wotan looks over as one of these, the third one of these shambling mounds just appears out of the brush right next to him. And he just looks up at it, and then he sticks his arm out to the side and points to the one in the wall of daggers and just says "Funa" and casts Blight on that one.
Okay, so it's making a Constitution save at disadvantage, right?
Yes.
Okay. What's your DC?
17.
That is a 12.
It takes 76 points of necrotic damage.
Holy crap.
Nice.
Because it's a plant, and so it takes max damage.
Yep.
Of my 98.
98. Wait, if it's 98, it would be 72.
72, yes. Sorry, 72, yes.
It's all good.
I did my 9 tables wrong.
Let me do a little math here and see where he's at. Oh, come on, Roll20. Don't be a dick. Okay. Wow. Okay, that is exactly enough to just shrivel that thing. It withers into a puddle of black fluids. And yeah, that one is dead.
And
dead.
that's why we focus fire.
No, focus fire is an excellent tactical choice in most situations. Okay, so that one's gone. Nicely done. Which brings us to Diamond.
Awesome. She's gonna run to the one that Rorik is engaged with. Does that take my entire movement to get there?
That one's dead. That's the one that's dead now.
Oh, okay, cool. Then I will go to the one next to it. Does that take my entire movement to get to that one?
It would take most of your movement to get to the next closest one, which would be the one that's next to Wotan.
Most of my movement, so I still have my action.
Yes.
Excellent. Let's just go ahead and cast this new thing that I got because it's cool.
Okay.
So you all see 7 beautiful shining stars appear above Diamond's head as she casts Crown of Stars. She is adorable.
Yes, she is.
Yep. Are you making the attack?
I think I.
When you do so, you
I
can
cast it. It's an action to cast, and then I can bonus action shoot one of them off. So yeah, I shoot one of them off. Does a 13 hit?
And so the star mote rips out towards this one, but goes wide, unfortunately, and just zings off.
That's fine. It's pretty. Yeah, that's it. That's all I got.
All right, you got 6 more of those.
Yes,
Keep track
I
of
do.
that.
I'm keeping track over here.
Excellent. Good. Which brings us back to Warlock.
So dropping concentration on the cloud of daggers, so these spinning buzz saws in the air go away. Is there a world in which I can get a line? I can draw a line from the mound next to Wotan to the mound that Zoe is fighting that does not intersect any of my allies?
Presumably, we were going single file, and one of them came out of the brush.
Right. You would have to work your way off the trail and into the underbrush a good bit, but the amount of space these things take up, you can angle something through a line that way.
Cool. So I would like to move into a place where I can get that line.
Okay.
And then the spaces in the gauntlet that had saw blades close up, and then a large yellow lightning bolt figure just sort of folds out past my elbow as I cast lightning bolt.
Excellent. Go ahead.
So DC 18 dexterity save for the two of them versus 37 or 35 lightning damage.
Okay. And
they
they
have a
are
-2 to that.
-2. All right. Now, one of them rolled a 12 for a 10. One of them rolled a 17 for a 15. So this lightning bolt rips out from your gauntlet and slams into the one, arcing through the air, into the second one as this cascade of sparks and energy flows through these things.
And I'll use my bonus.
They don't move.
Mhm.
And you notice that the injuries on the one that had been hit by the Eldritch Blast and the crossbow bolt seal up and heal over.
Ah.
Whenever the shambling mount is subjected to lightning damage, it takes no damage and instead regains a number of hit points equal to the lightning damage dealt.
Warlock has learned something new.
Warlock has learned something new.
And I use my bonus action to cast
By the
Horror
way.
Frost on my staff.
Okay. All right. Rorik is going to follow along. Let's see. Diamond, make me a perception check. As Rorik does with
19.
As someone who also utilizes lightning damage with some regularity, you do notice this.
Oh, okay. I'm
That
just like,
lightning heals these things.
Fuck.
So,
can't use storm. Fine. That's okay.
I mean, you would probably still do net damage to it. It would just much less than, yeah.
I got it. Don't worry, I got it. I got something.
Okay.
Got something.
Okay. Good to hear. All right. But Rorik whips back around to the one that is closer to Diamond now and makes 2 attacks. God damn it. He's not at advantage. Stop that.
Also, I don't know if anyone else noticed this or if it's just for me. At 12th level, we are we're at 13th level.
13th level.
Not 12th level. I was wondering, I was like, why the fuck is my proficiency bonus so low? That's why.
Yeah. So Rorik whips around and just smashes twice into the second one, gouging out a number of deep grooves into its form. He seems to be doing okay against it, and his weapons definitely didn't help it regenerate at all. So, Cora, that brings us to you.
Yep. Okay, we're just dealing with this quickly then. Fine. I guess I will just finger of death.
I guess
Okay.
just finger of death.
You
Yes,
The
you
one
do.
that Rorik
Casual.
just bashed in, or the one that's in between?
I
colon?
feel like this is enough that it should probably be on a fresh one.
Okay.
So yeah, that is a Constitution save or take 60 necrotic damage.
Oh. I'm sorry.
We'll take Finger of Death for 60 necrotic damage, Alex.
All
Jesus
right.
Christ.
It would be
'Cause
glorious if that
It
killed
rolled a
it.
10.
That would be glorious if it killed it and then it came up as a zombie. Well, no, it's not a humanoid. Never mind.
You're right. I was going to say, it's not a humanoid, so
It
unfortunately
is
that
a
wouldn't...
plant. It is a
Yes.
it is a humanoid plant, but it is a humanoid. It was a plant type.
Yes.
I'm in the
But yeah.
same boat. I also can murder things to make zombies.
Crackling bolt of necrotic energy lances out from Korashana's extended hand and just blasts a huge decaying chasm into this thing's body.
That was much better than my Eldritch Blasts did.
It was significantly increased, yes. Wotan is getting a single slam attack. What's your AC? Does a 13 hit you?
William's
He
not
is
there.
gone and muted.
William
Well,
is
I'm pretty
there.
sure a 13. I think I was gonna say I'm pretty sure a 13 does not hit.
Where's
Wotan.
plate?
Yeah.
Yeah, so he'll be fine. Zoe, this other one moves up to you to engage and makes a single slam attack. Does a 13 hit you?
No.
All right, excellently done. 2 misses, and now they make their wisdom saves again. What's your DC there, Mara?
16.
For Aurelia? 16.
Yep.
They are still slowed,
Sweet.
which is going to save you guys a lot of pain. All right. Brings us to Cole again, who is 60 feet down the trail away from everybody.
Yep. So with my bonus action, Jinx is gonna fly around to the other side of this thing so that it's flanking with Zoe.
All right.
It's gonna attempt to sting again.
Okay.
An 11.
Oh.
Always
11. Yep. Unfortunately,
with the
just hitting
minus.
those rocks, man. Hitting those rocks.
Gotta aim for the soft spots, Jinx. And then I
Yep.
will cast Eldritch Blast.
Okay.
19, 19, and 24. Like this.
All 3 of
shit.
those hit.
Pew, pew, pew.
11, 14, and 6. So 31 points of damage.
Nice. You just punch hole after hole into this thing's body. And it sort of stumbles forward a bit, but uses one of those thick arms to kind of catch itself.
And I'll move 30 feet closer.
Okay. Zoe, back to you.
All right, this thing came up. I'm gonna smack it because
Okay.
I have new cool monk stuff I can do. So I'm
Yes,
gonna
you do.
stab it with my sword.
You have advantage.
Okay. You are flanking with Jinx, so you do have advantage, yes.
Yay! Thank you.
Cole, the Dragon Tamer.
Yes, because Jinx is looking much more reptilian and significantly less feline these days.
22.
22 is definitely a hit.
For 9 damage.
Okay.
And then I can use my bonus action for an unarmed strike. That I realize I didn't actually finish putting in.
And I'm back.
11.
Something tried to hit you and it missed. 11, unfortunately, is still a miss.
Okay, cool. That increases my AC by 2.
Bumps up your AC for Agile Parry. Yep. Okay.
It
Very
says if
good.
you make, it doesn't say if you hit.
Right. Yeah. You've got the weapon out in a defensive position, so you
Yep.
are defended.
Because I tried to punch it, I'm good with blocking with my sword.
Right. Aurelia, we're back to you.
All right, let's make some noise. I'm gonna fire. There's whichever we have 2 of them left, right?
Yes, we do.
Whichever one is looking most injured right now.
Make me a nature check.
Okay. 8.
You have no idea.
All right, I go for the right one. Why not?
The one that's closest to Wotan?
Sure, let's do it.
Okay.
Fire once
With what?
with my rifle.
What bullet are you using?
Oh, regular bullet.
Okay. 26 is a hit.
Yeah, I'm not gonna use the special one yet. It doesn't feel like it. 12 piercing.
Okay.
And I get to make another one because I can do 2 attacks now.
Mm-hmm.
Ah! That's a natural
And
one.
there's a misfire.
Yeah.
Your gun jams.
Well, no. On a misfire for me because I took the what was it? Rifle mastery feat. I get to roll a d20, and then if it's 11 to 20, the gun simply misses but doesn't misfire. So I get
that
to
is
do
true.
another.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
Here we
So
go.
roll me a d20.
Oh no!
Gun jams.
All right, cool.
Gun
That's my
jams.
turn.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Brings us to Wotan.
All
It
right,
is your
which of
turn
these
again.
two has everyone been firing at while I was gone?
Make a nature check. See if you can tell.
I wasn't here to pay attention to who was attacking what, is my question here.
Both of them are being attacked.
Both of them have been attacked. Yeah.
Okay.
You've got one nearest you, though.
Then I will blight the one in front of me then.
Okay.
Also, lightning heals them. That's the other thing you missed.
Yes, but fortunately, he's casting blight, not blightning, so it's going to be okay.
It's important information for the
It is.
It's
other-based
absolutely right.
caster.
It's also information that I, as a player, already had because I fight shambling mounds a lot.
Yeah, but you as a character didn't necessarily have.
I don't have. I have some lightning spells. That's
Yeah.
I like this character, Black Lightning's cousin, Blightning.
fair. Anyway, does he save or does he just take 72 points of damage?
Yeah.
Delayed reaction there.
Oh, let's see. Oh, he's
Honestly,
at
with
disadvantage on
disadvantage.
this one. So he rolled natural 1, which
So he
makes it a
takes
4.
72 points of necrotic
So that's
damage.
72 points of necrotic damage.
Because-
Jefferson Pierce is very
Still
disappointed
standing,
right
but
now.
looking like it's been most of the water has been leached out of this thing, and a
Because
lot of
fuck
its
you, blood
body has
monsters.
been. It's looking withered and brittle, and some of it's starting to flake off and away. And it's just,
I've seen this pile of tumbleweeds in real life.
Yep. Mhm. Yep.
Sure, back again.
Yeah, the shambling mound is looking like Pasco kind of mid-August.
Oh, gee, yeah, yeah. Okay.
Only less on fire.
Yeah.
And that's Diamond's turn now, unless Wotan has a bonus action or anything. Nope, Wotan's already gone again. Okay, Diamond, your turn.
Excellent. I swing my sword. It is Wreath and Fang because I'm also going to cast Green Flame Blade as well.
Okay,
Does an 18 hit?
18 definitely hits.
All right, so regular. So 11 slashing, 6 lightning, and then 10 fire to the one that I'm attacking, and then another 10 to its buddy.
Well, its buddy is not adjacent to it, so you can't hit its buddy.
Bummer.
Yeah.
But its buddy is
But-
going to take crown of stars. If it would hit. You asshole. I just bumped you up.
11 unfortunately does not hit, even
Oh.
with the slow intact.
So
They're
Um,
very beautiful fireworks.
So
There-
Diamond.
it's a weird sort of image because you've made these attacks before, Diamond.
yeah.
So the sword bites in
Yeah.
and does some damage, but the trail of lightning kind of revives some of that damage, and there's like a little bit of fresh growth in there, and then fire burns across that, but doesn't burn as hot as you were expecting, and it's a very weird sort of perspective on that. But you end up doing more damage than you healed, so it's a net positive in your case.
Perfect. That's all
Just-
that matters.
Just very weirdly inefficient to your mind.
Like my brain is like, but it should be dead now. I did so much damage.
Yeah. Mhm.
These are not the creatures to cast
Okay.
Witch Bolt on and then go ethereal. Which is a tactic that I'm going to be doing at some point, by the way. Cast because you don't have to be on the same plane to maintain concentration on Witch Bolt. Cast Witch Bolt, go ethereal.
Except you have to be able to go ethereal on a bonus action because you have to be able to use your action every turn to keep channeling it.
All right. But anyway.
I'm done.
Okay, we're back to Warlock. Go ahead and cast Witch Bolt.
No. I am essentially going to hit it with my stick.
Okay.
I'm shift to flanking with Wotan. on this one because I'm fighting the one that's next to it, and I'm going to
pick yourself up some advantage. Very good.
And I'm going to hit it with my stick.
Okay.
With a stick.
The 28 hit.
28 hits.
All
Absolutely does.
So that's 6 bludgeoning and 9 cold.
All right. The frost does spread across this thing a little bit, but not as much as you were hoping.
I still hit it with my stick.
You still hit it with your stick. And just slam it directly into the ground where it hits the soil and goes limp. Second one down. Rorik, who is standing there and seems a bit perturbed that his prey has suddenly been denied him, continues his rage down the trail, shoving past people through the brush, and goes up against the last one. 2 more. It's like watching a Durgar mow a lawn, pretty much. And yeah, he's just ripping entirely through this thing. Oh my god. Poor Rorik. But the shambling mound turns on him. And Cora, it's your turn.
All right. Well, we got off to the hefty start. We will move down one, and we will hope that they do not get healed by psychic damage, because which of the two looks best?
The only one that's still standing.
Oh, the only one that's still standing. Right.
Is the one that looks best.
So psychic crush.
Okay.
Because it looks the best, you have a crush on it. I'll go away now.
I don't know that Cora's that shallow, but okay.
Hella
so
shallow.
It is an intelligence save versus a DC of 17.
Well, they rolled an 8, so that's a total of 5.
Okay.
It has 1 hit point. How do you want to do this?
Oh, Lord.
I feel like
Psycho Crusher.
You make his brain
there's
go
just sort
out
of
his body.
like there's just sort of this sort of crumpling of the skull thing as what counts as whatever is the material that holds an intelligence for a shambling mound just sort of leaks out the nose and
right
completely
so,
liquefied.
Yeah, that gaping kind of rock-toothed studded maw is sort of open, and there's just this pale yellowish thin liquid that just kind of sprays out as part of the what you could charitably call a head for something that doesn't really have a skeletal structure or a cranium of any real sort. Divots inward with a cracking sound, and the thing just sort of slumps forward and drags itself into the ground as you're watching the plant material that makes these things up begins to collapse apart into its component items. Branches here, roots, vines, bits of stone, fair bit of soil, honestly, shifting into a liquidy, slurry mud and just sort of leaking out and soaking into the ground. And before too many seconds have passed, there's just some piles of loose and quickly decaying plant matter here. Nicely done.
Jack, timing question.
Yeah.
Was there a time for a short rest between when I had to dislodge the boats when we first set out, or not?
No, there was not.
So I do not have any spell slots left. Good.
Okay.
Fuck, shit. Oh, goodbye. It's broken. I am trying to repair my gun.
Okay. Make me a Tinker's Tools check.
Okay.
DC for this one is, I believe, 13?
I can't remember. Let me see if there's anything on. I don't think. Yeah, I don't know what the check is on that off the top of my head. Something.
I'm
gun
observing the
is-
repair of the gun because
Yeah,
it's interesting.
I try and do that. I'll just roll it right now.
The Tinker's Tools check is usually at least if you're going by the Mercer rules, is 8 plus the misfire score.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
Maybe it's on my weapon here.
Well, whatever schematic we're going by, a 17 is definitely enough to clear the jam and get the thing back into working order.
Right. God. Okay. That has never happened before. All right.
Okay. And for the moment, at least, the forest is quiet.
Interesting. These creatures seem resistant to many elemental effects, as well as healed by electricity. Type. Documentation.
Right. Good to know. Hopefully there aren't any more of them. Keep going.
Should I turn this off? Says Diamond with like shedding bright light at 30 feet.
Whoa.
I mean, it's daylight, so
I thought that was fireworks.
No. It's literally like so there's only 5 left now, but they're just like kind of like circling around, just like twinkling stars, but it is very bright.
It would be best to maintain it for as long as you can, in case further trouble comes upon us.
Okie dokie.
We're cutting our way through. We're not subtle or quiet or hiding.
No, we've made a lot of noise.
There's been a few gunshots.
Yep.
And lightning bolts.
Yep, there have.
So it was that way, right? Yes, that's the direction we were going.
Let us continue on.
okay. Axe to the
Okay.
grub.
Cole, make me an athletics check.
All right.
As you begin hacking your way through this very, very thick undergrowth.
Goes as well as I could as planned. 7.
You guys are moving at about a quarter speed currently. The vines and branches are extraordinarily dense. There's a huge amount of thick plant growth here. And Cole, as you're hacking away at this, it's almost fighting back at you. It seems it's hard to get enough room to really get a decent swing with your hand axe, and the plant material is weirdly resistant, tough, and springy. Find yourself wishing almost that this thing was a little more withered, a little more fragile, so that when you actually hit it, it actually, breaks instead of just giving like a green branch under a blade and not offering enough resistance for a real solid axe bite.
While
because I was already up there, and I have a magic sword that theoretically is better for this kind of thing. I will help out.
Okay,
So-
you can make an athletics check as well then.
while we're cutting through the underbrush, Warlock will just pipe up. Would it be useful for someone to scout ahead for any further potential dangers?
You already told us you can't because the tree brush is too dense for your owl to see things.
I cannot with my owl, no, but I can personally by stepping sideways into the ethereal plane.
The
Yours is sideways.
How lupine of you.
The border ethereal is an additional plane of existence that is attached to the material plane. I can navigate through it and still send messages back to the rest of the group. It offers less resistance than the material plane does when moving through, and I sort of indicate the brush.
Aurelia takes notes. That sounds good.
because you can cast Sending across planes of existence. There's just a 5% chance it fails.
Yeah.
But I can cast Sending as many times as I want, so if it fails, I can just send it again.
Every message starts out, "Are you getting this? If so, please reply."
Or it ends with "please confirm" or something like that. Would that be useful? I just sort of asked the group.
So, we're not getting far fast. And if this is a Fey antiquity thing, maybe it'll show up. Can you still see? You can still see this side anyway.
Yes.
Right? Yeah. So you can see if we're even going in the right direction, if it's close enough. I don't know how far let's see, how far have we gone? Calculate it out. Probably not, but.
Make an intelligence check. Just straight intelligence.
Alrighty. 13.
13? You've gone maybe 300-400 yards in.
Okay, and it was half a mile or a mile?
It was at least half a mile, maybe a little. Yeah, it was at least half a mile from either side, best you could tell.
Yeah.
So yeah, you guys are slowly getting closer, but you've probably got another. You're a little under halfway there, probably.
Okay. Yeah. Probably wouldn't be able to see too far. I don't know how far you want to go, but that sounds like a good idea to me.
We'll wait to see if anyone else has objections.
No, not at all.
I will cast Etherealness, Jack.
Okay.
And it's not a concentration spell. It just lasts for 8 hours.
Yep. And how many spell slots does that put you at?
That's my Mystic Arcanum. So.
Okay.
That's my 7th level Mystic Arcanum.
Gotcha. Okay.
So that's the fun thing with Warlocks. Well, I might have few spell slots, but they're weird.
Several different types of weird spell slots.
All right. Let me look here real quick.
Yes, I technically still have 2 combat spells. Although one of them won't work on a plant.
Okay. All right. And when the spell ends, you immediately return to the plane you originated from in the spot you currently occupy. Okay. Excellent. So.
Which means if I return, so I have to make sure I'm not inside a wall, basically.
Right. Pretty much. So you cast your incantation and everything goes just, there's a wash around you, almost like dropping a drip of ink into an otherwise already wet piece of paper. And in its wake, it just sucks all of the color out of everything that you can see. Next thing you know, sounds are a little muted. The light is behaving strangely. In places, it seems to be almost streaming through objects that were solid just a moment before. In other places, there seem to be shadows cast by nothing that actually exists in that space. But you can still see around you. And there's a wafting sort of chilly fog that seems to permeate your immediate surroundings.
So,
but you have stepped into the border ethereal.
Yes.
It's harder to move, but you aren't blocked by the plants. You can look down and you can see where before there was a branch or two that was kind of just flexing against your shoulder. Now it's just poking straight through you.
So,
the rest of you just watched Warlock fade out of existence and just sort of blow away.
So,
whoa.
To be clear, it's only harder to move if I try to go up or down.
Mm-hmm.
Horizontally, I still have my same movement speed.
Horizontally, you've got your standard speed. Yep.
Yeah.
But it's not inhibiting your speed, but you are physically having to exert more effort.
Yes.
But you can still maintain the same rate of speed unless you're going up or down. Yes.
So estimating the direction that we were going, I'm just basically going to go on ahead, heading towards that, and keeping an eye out for any potential dangers that might be lurking ahead of where they're cutting through.
Okay. So Zoe and Cole, you guys are focused and working together to try and clear a path through this. And with two of you working together, you definitely make better progress than Cole you were initially by yourself.
Help is appreciated.
Warlock, you begin to step through this dense vegetation and just keeping an eye out. Are you looking for anything in particular or just trying to get to the location as soon as possible?
I'm heading towards the location because we need to better scout out that area as well. But also, while I'm going, I'm just seeing if there are any other, like, shambling mounds lurking nearby that might end up attacking as they pass, or any potentially deadly hazards that I might need to keep an eye out along the path that they'll be taking.
Give me a perception check.
Okay. Any sort of advantage for being on the border ethereal and thus being able to see through shit?
No. In fact, seeing through the ability to see through things honestly makes it a little harder to pick individual items out.
That's cool.
But yeah.
My passive perception is 22, and my roll is 21.
All right. You begin looking around, and honestly, it's just dense vegetation. Occasionally, you'll see like small pools or puddles. Once in a while, there's a broken limb or a stump nearby, but for the most part, it's just very, very thick forest growth. There are smaller animals that seem to make this place their habitat, and it's kind of interesting walking through a more or less wilderness area when you're unobservable by the majority of the things that live there. The forest is not nearly as empty as you would have thought it would be. Just running right past you or flying across your path, working their way through the small holes in the vegetation that they can take advantage of. Rodents, birds, occasional lizards and amphibians. It's a living ecosystem in here. Very, very densely populated, not just by the flora, but also by the fauna.
So I have my sphere is in tablet mode. Tone mode. I'm taking notes, and also every few hundred feet, like every 100 feet or so, I'll say 200 feet, I am casting sending to Wotan.
Okay.
To give, and I'll cast it as many times as it takes until I get an affirmative response, because each instance of sending will end with "please confirm."
So go ahead and roll a D100 for your first one.
92. So
92. All right. What's your message?
Each instance of the message is going to be relatively the same of a this next few hundred feet is all clear, so it'd be like, the next 200 feet is clear of any hostiles.
Okay.
Next 200 feet is clear of any hostiles. Continuing on, please confirm.
So Wotan, that pops into your head.
Every time he gets it in the repeating, he would just go, confirmed.
All right. Go ahead and roll the D100 two more times, just to see if there's any that don't go through on the first shot. Nope, you're good.
And I will, if there's any room in those sendings, like, I will also add any significant obstacles that might be approaching, like if there's a fallen tree or something, like indicate that heavy obstruction in this area, but no enemies.
Okay.
So that they know to expect harder travel at certain points.
Gotcha. Yeah, there are a few things, the occasional boulder or fallen log, and it doesn't take up too much of the sending's limited word length, so
and
you're able to get those across.
So
And even if it did, he can just send another message before he keeps
Right? Yeah.
My-
He's got unlimited texting.
I do. And my objective here is, again, to get to the clearing
Mm-hmm.
while noting any particularly dangerous obstacles, any particularly large obstacles, any enemies
Okay.
that are along the path.
Give me a nature check as you're making your way. Then.
See, now that you said that, I just picture any time that it would have failed to go through is just failed to send text message, retry.
Right. Yeah. Pretty much.
13.
The only thing of note that you sort of pick up on is that the trees get a little bigger as you get closer, the further you go in. Like these are slightly older trees instead of the normal kind of, most of the ones that you had seen thus far had maybe been a couple decades old at most. You're getting into the ones that are getting closer into the 50, 70-year-old trees now.
I'll send that along in the information just to keep them updated of how far ahead I am, so that by the time they start seeing these trees, they'll know, like, the distance.
And with that more mature growth, a little less sunlight gets down through the canopy, and so the underbrush does thin out just a touch.
Yeah.
You feel like once you get to this point, they won't have to be physically hacking their way through. They'll be able to just push their way through if they need to.
Yeah, especially sending that information along so that Wotan can pass along that there's a light at the end of the extremely sweaty, hard work tunnel.
Yes. But eventually, Warlock, you get to the edge of the clearing. Suddenly, the vegetation falls away, and there is an opening, maybe 40 or 50 feet in radius. So 80 to 100 feet across at its widest points. It's not a perfect circle. It's more of a weird bent oval sort of thing that tapers a little more sharply towards one end. And in the middle is a stump that honestly looks like it's only the tree that it originated from was probably younger than most of the trees that are sort of ringing this clearing. And poking out of it is an object about 18 inches long with a flower blooming from the far end. The floor of the clearing is almost entirely vines and ivy. Not grass, not flowers or anything like that. It's not a glade so much or a meadow so much as just a tangle of plant. And it all seems to be more or less just carpeting and then growing up some of the trunks of the trees in patchier proportion here and there.
So another sending goes back to Wotan. Clearing located. Confirm wand. Confirm this is the location of the wand. Investigating further. Please confirm.
Roll me another D100.
94.
Yep. Okay.
I want to sink below the vines to see if that's actually ground or if it's a pit trap.
Okay. Yep. So you slowly begin to descend through, and the vines and ivy leaves maybe sink to a depth of about 3-4 inches or so, and then it's just dirt and rocks underneath that.
All right.
I like the idea that because in the ethereal plane you're sort of like have free control over your motion. I like the idea that he can just invert himself and then sink, so he doesn't have to go as far down.
I mean, yeah. Yep. Send you out of that shit.
Okay, so having confirmed that, I'm then going to explore the grove to see if there are any other dangers that might be hidden just beyond sight if you were normally here, but that I can slip through trees and take a look at. So
Give me a perception check.
Get on the outside edge and circle around through the foliage. 23.
23. Not that you can tell. No, it seems to be, if there are any threats lurking here, they are not currently visible.
Okay. I'll send that back as well. Clearing appears currently to be empty of threats. We'll continue to monitor. Please confirm.
Armed.
Yep, you're good. Comes through just fine.
And then I'm just gonna. I basically can I estimate how long it'll take them to get here at the pace they were last when I left them?
Give me an intelligence check.
8.
No idea.
I have no idea.
You guys have made a couple 100 yards progress at this point. And Zoe and Cole, you guys can sort of see that you probably only have about 20 minutes or so more of hard physical activity before hopefully things are starting to clear out a little bit. You guys have passed one or two of Warlock's landmarks up until this point. And so it's not too much more bad going. You guys can both make athletics checks again.
Okay.
And I'm going to hover over the stump in the border ethereal, waiting for them to arrive.
Cole.
That's a natural one.
Oh my god!
Yes. I switched to my left arm because my right one was starting to cramp
God!
up.
I almost cut Cole's fingers off.
Oh my lord.
So what happens is you guys are working this way, and Cole, you are sweating a lot. Both of you are.
Mhm.
And unfortunately, that affects your grip on your hand axe, which after a particularly reckless swing slips out of your hand and hits Zoe. Go ahead and roll damage for your hand axe.
Okay. I need to make sure that I don't have. Yep. There we go.
Zoe, there's sweat in your eyes. Your hair is sort of hanging in your face a
Oh
little bit.
my fucking
it's-
god.
No, only a D6, guys.
Roll. I don't
Roll
think
is
the
not
attack was an
a
attack
strong-
roll.
I have a lot of hit points. It's fine.
Yeah.
For
It's
those
so
at home,
funny.
I
who
rolled
are
a natural.
curious-
Yeah.
For those at home who are curious what was going on, both the athletics were natural ones. And then, yeah, the attack was a crit.
There's a spell I can take that makes you, rather than roll, you alternate back and forth around the d20, going 21, 2, 19, 21, 19, 2, 18, 3. I didn't cast that on you, Cole.
I found that power
You also
within
almost
myself.
rolled max damage on that hit.
Yeah, I did almost. Yeah,
Okay,
almost.
so I assume I take that damage.
You take 12 damage.
Holy shit.
Zoe sort of
As an axe just comes out of fucking nowhere and slams you kind of in the upper armpit almost.
looks about to say something.
Does the
It's
second
over
one
towards
actually-
Diamond, holds her tongue. I'm just gonna go catch up with Warlock. And I will cast or use Mist Embrace to enter gaseous form and
Okay.
slowly, but faster than we were moving.
Yes.
I was going to ask if the second natural one means that because of that impact, Zoe does the exact same thing to Cole.
No, because that would actually
No.
fuck someone up.
Yep. Mhm.
Because I switched it back to a great sword, which is better at cutting things than a short sword.
I got plenty of hit points.
Okay.
Uh,
So go ahead and roll your d4 to see how long you've got gaseous form for there, Zoe.
Okay. So, oh, right. Yeah. right version of this. Ah, here it is. I need to
All
not
right.
have them be misembrace duration and recharge because you can't see the words duration and recharge on the thing.
Gotcha. Okay. Yeah, and you can go ahead and roll your d20 and see how long it's going to take to recharge after that 4 minutes.
Yeah. 2.
Nice. So you turn yourself into a mist and drift off through.
Oh, sorry, Zo.
Moving 10 feet,
Back to my right.
or well, 20 feet per round. Because I assume you're dashing.
Yeah.
And the rest of you, Rurik decides to take over with the hack
I
and
was gonna
slash.
say, if it wasn't going to be Rourke, it was going to be Wotan.
I thought Diamond
Someone
was
with
going
an
to take over.
athletics
Yeah,
Or
if somebody
that
wants to
might
take
help.
over. Somebody wants to take over, I'm okay with that.
Yeah.
Diamond
He
and
picks
Rorik.
he picks the hand axe up off the ground.
People proficient in athletics, yeah.
Yes, I will help Rorik. We will.
Okay. Do you want to
Work
give him
to-
advantage, or do you want to make your own roll?
I will give him advantage. He is
I mean,
at
Okay.
least 1 point stronger than I am.
clearly this is a situation for Cora with their 6 strength and -2 athletics.
Oh well. Grab this hand axe. Don't be shy. Come on up.
give it a whirl.
I
Yeah.
psychic blast the hand axe.
Nothing
It
happens
doesn't have
because
a
it's immune to
brain.
psychic damage.
There are many types of strength.
Rurik is not a woodsman by any stretch. He grew up in a primarily earthen and rock strata featured environment. But
It's all.
what he lacks in knowledge, he makes up for with enthusiasm.
Tenacity.
And there's
And the
just-
ability to actually cut the fucking vine.
right, and
Brute
he's
strength
got both hands on this hand axe, and it's just
So,
yeah.
I
Break it, please.
I like that, by the way. He only has to cut for like the last 20 feet. It's like,
But man,
like,
we are now
20
hoofing
yards.
it.
you
20
you
yards.
guys have been like carving through the whole time. He's like, "Ha-da-da-da-da-da." Oh man, that was easy.
Yeah.
I
didn't
think
wanna
this might have
say
been a
anything.
survival check last week to start because we were finding our direction.
Yeah.
Yeah. Mhm.
Like I didn't want to say anything, but I was like, "Oh, athletics checks. Are you sure you want to do this, Cole? Are you sure about that?"
Absolutely.
I have a hand axe. Let me have this.
Wotan just casually whistles, looking down at the vicious battle axe on his waist.
Anyway,
Doody-doo. Anyway,
Press the
well,
notification
you wouldn't want him to use
sweat.
that vicious battle axe because he rolled a crit when he hit somebody with it.
Yeah. Also, Zoe, congratulations. That is you are the first person that I've hit with that hand axe.
so
My hand axe was christened in party member blood.
yeah, and
As
the
is
gun
final-
jammed for the first time. Everything's going great, and there's going to be nothing that gets in our way of getting this wand.
Absolutely nothing.
So Zoe, as they are finishing up their progress, you are drifting slowly through the woods, and yeah, it's about 20-25 yards before things begin to lessen, and you can see more mature woodland around you and a little bit of sunlight probably 50 yards ahead or so. And if you keep going forward, you soon find yourself on the edge of the clearing.
All right. Well, I can't see Warlock because he's in the aerial plane. So I'm just gonna go into the clearing, sort of take a look around myself.
I imagine the fog is probably the same color as the ethereal plane, so I can't see
Mhm.
you either.
Yep, and they end up like standing in each other's spots, and it's the weird feeling. And then you pass.
The moment passes.
I'm hovering over the wand, so I'm just like.
Yeah. But go ahead and are you attempting to approach stealthily or you're just wafting through?
I'll try and be stealthy.
Okay.
But
Given that you're in a
Stealth
gaseous
fog.
form, I'll give you advantage on your stealth check.
cool.
The last person to stealth fog was Hedon
It's true.
In a power suit.
in a power suit. Yes.
Stealth fog power suit. Which is my Jefferson Airplane cover band.
22.
Oh.
I was waiting to see which band it was. 'Cause I knew it was coming.
22. All right. Good. So yeah, you also see this irregular shaped opening in the trees, carpeted with this ivy and vine mix. You can see some briars twisted in there as well. I'm not talking anything that you're too worried about. A sturdy pair of boots will protect you from the level of bramble that's weaving through this, and
How long
only
do I
in
have on the spell
patchiness.
right now?
You've got about another minute left.
Okay, cool. I can go through gaps. And
Yes,
I'm
you
a
can.
little bit cranky because I didn't tell off my girlfriend's boyfriend for stabbing me.
Okay. You would guess that the rest of the group is probably about 20 minutes behind you based on how it's been going.
But I'm also
yeah.
currently invulnerable.
I mean, yeah.
Like
Ish.
nothing can touch me for the next minute. So yeah, I'm gonna poke my head in.
Okay. You look out and peek around with your wafty, ghosty, misty head. It's fairly quiet here. You see a couple butterflies, some insects, a dragonfly. Not much in terms of presence of anything more dangerous that you can tell.
Okay. Yeah, I'll sort of stay at that edge of the clearing.
Okay.
Jack,
Yeah.
I want to go down through the trunk that the wand is in and see if it's actually a tree trunk.
Okay. Give me an investigation check.
Like, I just want to float through it and see if it's wood all the way through or if there's something else underneath it. I'll go to investigation.
You do the Bloodborne camera flip and see the eyeballs on the inside.
Yeah, basically. I'm trying to see. 15.
15. It's a stump all the way down.
Is
Big taproot going down the center, surface roots spreading out to...
So, into the ground underneath it and around it, just see if there's anything hiding in the ground around. Because random clearing in the middle of a forest suddenly has Warlock thinking like Venus flytrap. Like, just like oh, this whole thing's gonna close in.
And then the island folds itself in on itself.
Yeah.
Right.
So I'm just seeing if there's anything like under this tree stump.
Okay. You sink down through and you find a snake down there.
I passed through
Several grubs. Part of an anthill that has like a branching tunnel that goes down.
That
probably
distracts
about
him for a
4
second.
feet down. Yep.
Like, ooh, I can get an ant's eye view of the anthill. Hang on.
And then probably about 15 feet down, water table.
Okay. So, seems like a legitimate grove.
Seems like.
All right, head back, float back up, and wait.
The rest of you have now gotten to the point where you can actually make some progress just by pushing through rather than having to actually hack a tunnel. And following Wotan's compass, you still have a pretty decent indication of the vector that you're traveling toward. How are you guys planning to approach?
Well, I've been getting continuous reports that there's no immediate danger, so presumably directly.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I see
All right.
a reason to stealth. We made noise.
You guys march through. Right about now, Zoe, is when you find your body re-solidifying.
Okay.
Oh, I see.
And give me a perception check.
Woden's
For
looking
Zoe.
around just in case, but he
Oh,
is not. He's
A perception check from Zoe.
Yeah, 20. You can start to hear the footsteps of the rest of your compact coming through the forest towards you.
Yeah. So I'll wait sort of just within the grove area.
Okay. Like right on the boundary there, not quite into the ivy.
I was thinking the other side, but
Oh, okay, just
I
inside
don't
the
have
ivy.
to pass through it because I passed through it while I was still a cloud.
Okay, gotcha. All right. So after about a 10-minute walk or so, you guys get pretty close and you can start to see the windows of sunlight coming through as you get up to these more mature trees, that some of them that have the ivy climbing up the trunks and whatnot. And there's this blanket of ivy carpeting the outdoor area.
I cast
and as they start to come up, Warlock, you can start to see them.
Yeah. When I start to see them, I cast Sending to Wotan, saying, "Please wait at the edge of the clearing. Do not enter. Please respond. Please confirm."
Hold up, everyone.
Make sure it went through.
I mean, you can see and hear
Yep.
us, so you can see him give the hold up.
But you wouldn't have heard that if it hadn't gone through the first time.
Yeah.
How big is the clearing, like radius diameter?
It's about at its widest points, probably 40 or 50 feet radius.
Okay, all right, but you can definitely. We are within 30 feet of that middle. Where
No,
the stump is.
you are not within 30 feet of the middle.
No. Okay.
You are within about 40 to 50 feet. If you're
Got it,
approaching at
okay.
its
So radius.
narrowest point, probably about 40 feet from the middle.
Okay.
Can I see Zoe?
Yeah, Zoe is actually standing a couple feet into the ivy.
So, sending to Zoe, I'm going to appear next to the stump. Please keep an eye out for enemies. Please confirm.
Does that go through?
Yes.
Yes, it does.
Then you get back. Understood. And you see Zoe pull out the crossbow and just sort of aim it generally in the direction of the stump.
So I'm going to cancel the effect of etherealness while I'm standing on the other side of the stump from the entrance.
From where you guys approach from?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
While they're waiting, Wotan kind of taps the staff on the ground for a second and then starts floating upward as he casts levitate on himself.
Okay.
So
tries to get a better view.
So you cancel the effect. The first thing everybody notices is a creaking sound. I'm going to need everybody to roll initiative.
Oh, fuck.
Yay. So I understand I didn't say it in mechanical terms, but would it qualify as holding an action to?
Yeah, I'll say you have a
preparing for enemies.
Yeah, you said no. That qualifies to me.
Like
Wotan begins this initiative 20 feet in the air.
I know I said flicker words.
Nice.
Hang on.
Didn't record my.
I need to add myself to the thing, but I got a 28.16.
Hey!
We've gotten a lot of crits in both directions today. I just want to point out.
Well, fair, I guess.
Very swingy dice. What the fuck is that thing?
That I have a sneaking suspicion I know what that is, and I'm not excited about it at all. Ugh.
Looks like an ant.
The question is,
bigger
does
and
it go
scarier.
before me? It doesn't. Good.
So, since these beings were aware of you approaching, this technically counts as a surprise round. However, Zoe's held action will go off first.
Does it come as
Alright.
a surprise round for me? Because I doubt they were aware of me approaching.
No, they weren't aware. They weren't aware of you approaching, but you were not aware of them.
Okay.
And they are prepared to attack.
Got it.
You are not the focus, probably, of their attacks because they are positioned elsewhere. But
I'm assuming
All right.
this is within crossbow range.
yes. Mhm.
Great.
Yep. So, Zoe, you are going to go first as two of these massive trees suddenly shift and turn to sort of
13.
face you guys. The crossbow bolt twang, into one of them. It hits, but it doesn't seem to have done any damage.
Is that you didn't hit the AC or
That's the armor ate it. You didn't actually hit
okay?
the AC.
Because
Yeah.
if it was just it absorbed it, I still have an extra D4 that I can. Never mind.
Yeah. Yeah, no, that's not
Yeah.
like it just did. Yeah. That technically is a miss. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. So,
Oh, I can't be
Um,
surprised, Jack.
okay.
By the way, I forgot. Observant. Or
Mhm.
not observant. Alert. Sorry.
Let me take a look at alert.
I just put it
It's
in
in
thing.
chat.
It's to prevent this exact situation.
I
Yeah.
can't be surprised
Need to
while
do-
I am conscious.
Okay. You get to go now then. I'll say.
I grab the wand. Does it come free? Or is it like
Uh,
stock?
give me an athletics check.
All right. Yeah. 18.
18. The wand comes free.
Cool. Did that take an action or was that just to interact?
That would have been your action
All right, cool.
to extract the wand from the stump.
Do these two enemies seem like they are focused on me or focused on them?
Give me a insight.
10.
Difficult to say. You can see the glowing eyes that have sort of opened up on these things.
All right. Where are
But
they in comparison to me?
they are two of the trees basically that were on the rim of the clearing.
All right, so like when I passed through them, they were just trees, so I didn't notice any difference. Basically,
Right. Yep. Yeah.
All right, cool. Bonus action to cast to cast Shillelagh on my staff
Okay.
because that only lasts a minute. That's my turn.
Okay. One of the treants makes a slam attack toward Zoe.
Great.
Your AC currently is
18.
18. It is a 25. You take 19 bludgeoning damage.
I'm fine.
Okay. And then a second slam attack towards Cole. What's your AC?
16.
Okay. 26 attack for 14 bludgeoning damage.
Okay.
The second one does the same thing, one towards Wotan.
I am 20
What's your
feet in
AC?
the air if that affects anything.
Yeah, they don't care.
Okay, they're tall enough, yeah.
Yeah.
My AC is 18.
18? Why are you not rolling? And whiffs past you. So it brings the other fist around, and that one just slams directly into another tree. Okay. We are now back to the top of the round now that the surprise is over with. Warlock.
I am going to cast Hold Monster on the one that attacked Zoe.
Okay. Wisdom save, I assume?
Yes. Wisdom save against an 18.
18. All right. That is an 11. One of them is paralyzed.
It is paralyzed, meaning that you have advantage on all attacks against it, and any hits are auto crits.
And it automatically fails dex saves.
It automatically fails dex saves. And then I'll spend a bonus action to cast Hoarfrost and start walking towards that one.
Let me find a good paralysis icon here. Boop. That'll work. All right. So one of them's paralyzed. And it's Wotan's turn.
How big around are these tree things? Like, how much space do they take up?
They are huge.
Okay. So I can drop a flame strike on one of them and it will not even cover his whole space. Good. So Wotan kind of, while he's in the air, again, makes that motion of like tapping the staff on the ground, even though he's floating up in the air. For some reason, it makes the noise of a staff tapping on like a wooden deck, like that tunk tunk, and then a pillar of flame drops down on the one that's paralyzed as he uses Agony's Limb to cast Flame Strike.
All right. So the paralyzed one, which can't succeed on it.
Didn't roll the right because for some reason the basic fucking Flame Strike doesn't roll correctly. For some reason, let me roll that extra 46 for the radiant. So 15 fire, 17 radiant damage.
Okay. Nice. Anything else for your turn?
Nope, that's it.
All right, Cole.
So that hurt. I'm going to cast reach out, and chains extend from his arm and wrap around the treant in front of him as he casts Enervation.
Okay.
Dang it, only doing 14 points of damage. But then I heal 7, I believe.
Innovation is a saving throw, isn't it?
But it's paralyzed.
It's paralyzed, so it can't make the dex save.
Is it a dex save?
Yeah, it's dexterity.
Enervation's
Sweet.
a dex save.
Yeah, because Enervation's a beam.
Innervation hold monster combo.
I mean,
it's a good one.
Also,
Yeah, as soon as you did that, I was like, oh, I know what I'm casting now.
Yeah, if one of us was a sorcerer, it'd be Enervation Disintegrate.
Yeah, or hold monster disintegrate.
Yeah.
So I heal 7. Let's be there. And then I'm going to back up from it.
Warlock is a support caster. Paralyze.
Yep.
Yeah.
And then for Shiggles, Jinx is going to fly forwards and try to sting it.
Okay.
Because I want
Go
this
for
to
it,
work
Jinx.
so bad.
Also, one of the rare instances of us casting a paralysis spell not on a party member.
18.
18. That is a
Hold
hit.
monster for a party member. That party member has already handed in their character sheet to the GM.
So they take 5 points of piercing damage. Her attacks do count as magical, and it needs to make a DC 18 Constitution saving throw.
Okay. Jesus, I am rolling like balls today. That is a 9. It is unconscious.
Yep.
Unconscious and paralyzed.
Unconscious and paralyzed. This treant's having a bad day.
It is.
I just like
All
the
right.
little super dragon running up.
Also, it's paralyzed. That's a
Collapses.
crit.
Yeah, it's a crit, so it's roll
10.
damage again. Because you roll the damage. You don't
Roll another d4. Yep.
Yep. 2, so 7
Okay.
damage.
Okay.
Tink.
Well, I like the idea of the
Okay.
already paralyzed tree just goes.
Just kind of leans a little bit. Right, Aurelia.
I'm gonna go after the other tree, which is on Wotan, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Well, Wotan's not on the ground, so I do Everard's black tentacles on the ground
Okay.
around it. So it has to make a dex save as well. Which that one's not.
That one's not paralyzed,
So
yeah.
DC 16. As tentacles
Let's
sprout
see.
out from the ground.
20-foot square in the ground. Yeah, you can
Yes.
do that without hitting anybody else.
Yep. I figured we're not close up yet.
Okay.
Especially
All
because these
right.
trees take up 15 foot
Dex
square by
save.
themselves.
Boop. Yeah, it doesn't succeed.
Sweet. It takes 9 bludgeoning at the start of its turn.
Okay.
Does it
And
also
is
take cold
restrained.
damage?
Nope. It's just that.
It's just also
Okay.
restrained.
Yeah.
Yes.
That's a hunger of Hidalgo is
Mhm.
the one that does
Yep.
cold damage. That's right.
Yeah. Okay. So
War-
these
Warlocks have access to
octopus-like
multiple
tentacles
defense
come
moves.
out and just whoosh, 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 latch on and start to wrap around this thing and kind of hold it in place. Nicely done.
Yep.
All
That's my
right,
turn.
Cora.
I am going to let's see. Get that person's out of the way. How far away are they currently?
You guys are like right up against him, pretty much.
Okay. And they're tall enough. I feel like I can hit them with an area effect spell without worrying about targeting. If I just
Well, they're
aim
sort of on
upward.
either side of. They're sort of on either side of your group. Oh, you mean like? Are you talking like a cone?
Yes. I'm not necessarily.
Probably.
I'm not necessarily worried about getting both of them. I'm just talking about area of effect in general. Because with area of effect spells, things like, quintessential example, fireball, even if you're targeting one person, that's a legitimate question to ask, is if you're gonna hit your team.
Yeah, no, I think you can probably, if you're sending up a cone, you can probably aim it around Wotan without too much trouble. Because he's up in the air as well.
Yeah. Because I'm feeling I felt pretty confident with them on a. I probably wasn't gonna be able to hit both of them with a cone, unless you're saying that's different.
No, you can hit both of them and aim it around Wotan with a cone if you want.
Sweet.
Yeah.
So that will be a psionic blast.
Okay.
One of them's unconscious. What does that do for saving throws for psionic attacks?
I don't think anything because
it doesn't do
anything.
Brain.
So that will be 31 psychic damage.
They're making wisdom saves against
Wisdom
17.
saves at 17. And if they fail for the next hour, I know where they are, no matter where they go, as long as they are on the same plane of existence, which means knowing the rules of this setting, I always know where they are.
Well, one of them rolled a 6 and one of them rolled a 15, so you're going to know where these guys are at.
Until
Sweet.
they're dead.
Indeed.
Hey, Rourke, go fuck up the
All right.
paralyzed one.
Bong!
I like the idea that your psychic blast is just the inception noise.
Yes,
Just the
yes. 100%. That's the sound that
Just
appears in their
relax.
head. All you guys see is Cora. They just go, and nothing happens,
Yep.
and then pain from them.
And then pain. So Rorik, who is still holding this fucking hand axe.
He could have given it back.
Yeah, it's a tree, and he's got an axe.
That's fair.
Yeah, there's a paralyzed one.
Free crits for the barbarian.
Free crits for the barbarian.
Crit fishing.
He barely hits on his first one, but does manage to hit and therefore crit.
He does have advantage.
Second one, much better.
Crit fishing as a barbarian is the best thing in the world.
Oh, it's glorious. It's
Just
absolutely glorious.
Brutal critical on everything.
All right. And yeah, no. So for only having a hand axe, he's carving some pretty significant gouges into this thing. Jesus.
Is he making a table? Is that what he's
I
doing?
mean,
That's how we replace all of our furniture.
He's
Yeah.
making Diamond some new furniture.
Yeah.
Are getting me the materials to make some new furniture.
Yeah. Yeah.
pretty much. Let's see.
He's a lumberjack and he's okay.
With his 2 attacks, unfortunately not with the death burst, so he doesn't get any of his necrotic damage, but he does 43 points of damage to this thing.
Fucking A.
And it just creaks and bends over and
Dead.
dead.
This is what
Good.
we call efficient use of spells.
This is why we focus fire.
It's true.
That was my last spell, unfortunately.
And then
so I don't have another
it's
whole
their
monster.
turn.
So damage happens.
The one, yes. The one that is struggling against the tentacles, you see it pull these 2 limbs up and just give a sort of call out. And you can hear a crashing sound from the other side of the meadow.
It's calling the treants.
Yep.
The last march of the Ents.
Sorry, I had to.
As 2 more wake up. These 2 are both going to throw rocks at Warlock.
Fair.
What's your AC?
My AC is 15.
15. So something whistles through the air and just slams into your shoulder. With a 25, you take 28 bludgeoning damage from the first boulder.
Cool.
And 22 bludgeoning damage from the second one.
Cool.
Meanwhile, this one...
120 to 70.
This one is going to make 2 slams against Aurelia.
Disadvantage because it is restrained.
What is your current AC, Aurelia?
15.
15. Okay. Disadvantage because
Jack,
restrained. Boop.
How far down the path that they came up can I see?
There is no path.
No. That we, the party, came up.
Right. The tunnel that you guys carved is a good 50 yards into the woods. You can't see it from where you're at.
How far into the woods from where I'm at, though, can I see?
Probably about 20 yards at the most. Yeah, about 60 feet at the most.
That's enough to give us a head start. Okay.
Aurelia, you take 17 bludgeoning damage from the first strike. Go ahead and make a con save.
Okay.
For your concentration.
I'd like to use Entropic Ward on that one to impose another disadvantage. So
He's already at disadvantage.
So
you can't
it doesn't
impose.
Okay, I can't stack it.
Yeah,
okay,
disadvantage
never
never stacks.
Okay.
Okay.
Darn it. I tried. Okay. What am I? Concentration. Hang on.
Yep.
Which I have advantage on because 18.
18.
Good.
You're good. All
How
right.
much damage was that? 22?
You took 17 bludgeoning
17.
damage from
Thank
that.
you.
Mhm.
Sorry.
It will make its second slam, as still at disadvantage.
Yes.
20 hit you.
Yep.
All right. You take 19 bludgeoning damage,
Ow.
and you need to make another concentration check.
I'm not looking good.
Okay.
That's a 15.
15
that's
is still good.
It's still good.
Mhm.
Yep.
Yep.
So it's still up.
He would have had to hit you for 30 or more.
Yep.
More than 30, actually. Yep.
Yeah. Yep.
Okay, so that's their turn. It's Diamond's turn.
So
Diamond is
ready.
muted. There you go.
No, I'm here. Yeah.
Your crown has faded by this point.
Damn it! No, my crown.
Sorry.
No. I was waiting for you to say that. Okie dokie. I will run up and start slashing.
Okay.
At them. Yeah, that's what I'll do. That sounds
All
about
right.
right.
So one of them's restrained, so you have advantage on it. The other two are way the fuck across the meadow, the clearing, whatever.
28 and 22.
Both of those hit.
Excellent. for 10 and 14. So 24 damage all day.
Excellent. These do not seem to react particularly to lightning at all.
That as long as they don't heal with lightning, that's fine.
Right. Yep. Mhm. Yep. But yeah, they 2 quick gouges into this thing's bark and wood. And there's a little bit of sap leaking out, and it does not appear to be pleased by what just happened. Zoe.
Okay. So, are any of them? Can I get 2 or more of them within 10 feet of each other from some point that does not include any of my allies?
Not currently, no.
Cool. The point does not have to be on the ground. Does that help?
No. Like, there's 1 by your allies, and then there are 2 more way across the clearing that are about 40 feet apart from each other.
Got it. The one that's near my ally. Yeah, I'm not actually all that good with my crossbow. I just get one. So I'm going to start stabbing it.
All right.
Like Cole and his hand axe. Not particularly good with it. He's just
not
got
quite
one.
that bad.
Yeah, that's fair.
27?
27's a hit.
Cool. 10. I think that's piercing damage.
Okay.
Which is magical because this is my packed weapon.
But it is magical, and that's important.
And then I'm gonna use my bonus action to make my fist punch it. My fist is not magical.
Okay.
But a 20, I assume, hits.
20 definitely hits.
And that increases my AC by 2.
Excellent.
I now have an AC of 20. So it's not really easy to hit. No hit points, just no hit points.
Warlock. You've just gotten,
So
St. Stephened.
we haven't seen how well they move through the wooded terrain yet, but
You have.
I imagine it'll be harder for them to hit us if the wooded terrain is between us and them. Would that be accurate to say?
That is a perfectly legitimate conclusion to arrive at, given your situation.
So, as I'm walking to the rest of the group, having just been pelted with boulders, if I might suggest, we tactically retreat, and if any follow, fight them in more confined spaces than the open clearing. I am going to get to the group and cast Arcane Gate, with the entrance being here and the exit being as far back down the path that the rest of them came up as I can see.
Okay.
From wherever they're at the edge of the clearing.
Mm-hmm. So yeah. So you've got a speed of 30, right?
Yes.
So that would get you within 10 feet of the edge of the clearing. Use your action to create arcane.
I started walking on my last turn.
Oh, okay. Then yeah, you've got enough movement to get to the group. And yes. Okay. So yeah, you can push a gate a good 60 feet into the woods from where you're actually, having walked closer, I'll say 80 feet into the woods from where you're at.
I will then step through the gate and be 80 feet away from the ones throwing boulders.
Sounds good.
Did you get the wand or no?
Yes, I have the wand.
Awesome.
Yes, you would have seen him carrying it, I assume.
Yeah.
As Warlock approached.
Yeah, I thought that happened. I wasn't sure if it had been communicated to the party. If we can see it, that's all I want to know.
Mm-hmm. All right, Wotan brings us to you.
How far away are the ones throwing boulders right now?
They are on the other side of the clearing, so about 80 feet or so.
And for relevancy's sake, the side of the portal that is visible and functions as a portal is the side facing the group on this end and facing away from the group on the other end, so they can't throw boulders through the portal.
Bowling for soup.
Well, in that case, he will descend 20 feet as a virtue of the levitation spell, so he puts his feet back on the ground.
Okay.
He is assumedly standing next to this treant that tried to smash him.
Mhm.
So he will, with his battle axe, cast Green Flame Blade.
Okay.
Swing. I don't know if he's
All right.
vulnerable to fire damage at all, but maybe. He is that. This one is still restrained, right?
Yes, technically he is.
So let's make it a vicious battle axe attack with advantage. Only one-handed because he's holding Agony's Limb in his other hand. 23.
23.
I'm stepping
That's a
away.
hit.
I'm stepping away for a second, but Jack, if it gets to them before I get back, I am using my clock's unwinding feature before the treants go.
Okay.
So that is 5 slashing damage for the regular attack, and then I don't think there's another target to hit with the Green Flame Blade.
No.
So it's just going to be the primary damage.
I mean, there's plenty of other targets. Just do you wanna?
So 12 fire damage to it. I don't know if it's vulnerable to fire at all.
Okay.
And then I will also.
The fire definitely bites in and just whoosh, right up its side.
Oh well, if it is vulnerable to fire, I might have taken more from that flame strike. By the way.
Oh no, I calculated for the flame strike already.
Cool. Then I will also walk through the portal.
Okay. Which brings us, and you pop out using the rest of your movement and are proceeding down the path. Cole.
All right. If we're gonna go, then I'm gonna. Yeah. I will. I need to read Innervation.
The one that I flame strike is dead. That doesn't matter anyway.
Okay, outside the spell's range. They're already outside of it. So, yeah, I'm going to bonus action. Jinx is going to sting the one that's down, or the one that's nearest to us.
Yeah.
Okay.
Attempt to. Do they have advantage?
Yes, because it's restrained.
Okay. 22.
22's a hit.
So another 5 points of piercing damage. DC 18 Constitution saving throw.
All right. Yep, he's poisoned.
All right.
Not
he
unconscious
asleep?
this time.
Yep. So just to,
Only missed it by 2.
and then I will use my action to Eldritch Blast it. So 21, 20, and 23.
All 3 of those hit.
So
Bam, bam, bam.
7, 10, and 11. So 28 points of force
Excellent.
damage. And then I and Jinx are going to go through the arcane gate.
Okay. Which brings us to Aurelia then.
Right. Well, this thing is still slowed, but they've got those other 2 that are coming. Why not? I load the fancy bullet in my gun and then I'm gonna fire at the one that's being held by me. So I have advantage.
Mm-hmm.
Hopefully. 25.
So you
14.
load the bullet into the firearm.
Yep.
Aim, exhale, and something cold wraps around your finger.
I didn't do it.
The same sort of feeling that you would get when you would dip your hand in the tank and Constance would wrap a tentacle out to explore. And what comes out of the gun is not a bullet. It travels a little slower than a bullet.
It's a kraken.
And it is just darkness. Not the darkness of sunset or the darkness that you find from looking under your bed or inside your closet. It is simply an absence a small mote of nothing. Slams into this thing. Go ahead and re-roll that damage.
Okay. That's less damage.
Okay. So that is a total of 23.
Oh.
No. Yes, right? Okay.
Yeah. Mhm.
All right. Constitution save. And yep. It hits. And just kind of sticks there. And then the treant slowly begins to, with a cracking sound, shatter and flex and is just being compressed and then just... And there's a waft of cold air that comes out. And everybody who's still there kind of feels like some of the oxygen has been sucked out of your lungs.
Treant with the black hole.
Whoa.
Black hole gun, won't you come and wash away the rain?
So that was your attack.
It was. I have a second one.
Yes, you do. There's
I'm
a couple of treants across the clearing from you.
Yeah, that's like 80 feet away, right? I think that's my
Mhm.
that's still within my short range. I try and hit the left one on the far side this time.
Oh, okay.
17. Oh, it wouldn't be advantage.
He's
but
not at
17.
advantage, but that's 17 still hits. Yep.
Okay. Which is 11 piercing.
Okay. Excellent. So yeah, you see a splatter of splinters come off of one of the ones over there, and there's a...
Okay.
You definitely hit it.
I did.
Mm-hmm.
I kind of want to know what magic is happening on the black hole. Is that still feel like it's going on, or does that feel like it's kind of
No, it's gone.
It's
You
ended?
can't
Okay.
see anything. Yeah. Mhm.
Okay. I step through.
All right.
That's my turn.
Gate.
Yep.
All right. Cora.
All right. Well, I will follow the trend of spend actions to blast, and then run.
Okay.
It does seem to be wise. So let's not over. Let's say spells for a moment. Eldritch blasting. 1, 2, 3.
The first
That's
two miss, but the last one
That's a
hit.
whole lot of shitty dice rolling. At least the one that did 7 damage hit.
Right. Mhm. Okay. And then are you through the gate as well?
They just as two go totally wide. They just go, and then go through.
Lucky sevens,
Okay.
jackpot.
Okay. Rorik's turn. Flips the hand axe over. Looks at the two across the clearing that are sort of lurching out of the trees.
You're about to lose your hand axe, Cole.
Diamond, a shoulder hits you midsection, more or less, as Rorik just turns and bull rushes into you, picking you up, throwing you over his shoulder, and heading straight through the fucking gate. And spending his entire turn in a dash. Everybody else who's like outside the gate on the other side suddenly gets a not stopping for fucking anything dwarf coming out. And you just see Diamond's face receding, looking straight into the rest of your eyes as her hands are sort of out in front of her as he just hauls ass down the tunnel, headed back towards the boat.
All right. Accept my fate. Not much I can do about it.
everybody is through the gate, so you've got total cover. So you just hear them roaring and stomping behind you.
Is Zoe through the gate?
Oh wait,
I was
Zoe's
never
still there.
But I was gonna go when my turn
Yep,
came.
Sorry,
So I am totally out of character. Fine if you ditch me here.
Do it.
No.
Do
No,
it.
actually. All right, Zoe, you have half cover from these things, but they are throwing rocks at you and running. Your
yay.
AC is up by 2, though, right? Currently.
Yes. Well,
So that's a-
I don't know how that helps
am-
against boulders, but it technically still does.
Also, for
All right.
relevancy's sake, I am no longer using Clocks Unwinding because I have a different use for it now.
Okay.
So
All right. So they throw 2 rocks at Zoe, whose effective AC currently is 22.
20.
You have
It's
half
18
But you have
plus
half
2
cover.
is
You have
20.
half cover, so but you have half cover, so you get an extra 2 on top of that.
Yes, 22.
First one goes wide and basically almost annihilates an entire tree.
Glad
The
that
second
wasn't-
one literally whistles directly past your head.
Cool.
You almost lost your head by about 3 inches, but they rolled a 21 rather than a 22.
They
so
missed
it's
by the
your
cover
turn.
bonus.
Give
Yes,
thanks
they
to
missed by the
this
cover.
bush. Not the one throwing things at me, but this bush.
This bush in particular.
Yeah, I assume that makes it my turn.
It is absolutely urine.
I'm gonna throw a shatter at the one whose boulder almost hit me and bolt through the portal.
Okay.
Because I took a damaging spell because I realized it didn't have any. There we go, shatter. We cast everything at 5th level or 4th level?
5th level currently.
Cool. So
All
that
right. Con save. They've been
thunder
shit.
damage, which is not lightning damage.
It's true. It's not. God, these guys can't roll above a 10.
It's
Okay.
essentially sonic damage.
Right. So yeah, that
And
is
I'll put the text of shatter in chat. I don't
30
think there's anything in it.
33 points of damage to that one.
Nice.
A creature made of inorganic things has disadvantage. He failed anyways, but
He failed anyways, and trees are definitely organic. All right.
oh, okay. I thought it said something about constructs of any variety. It doesn't.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I thought there was a contract first. It's fine.
Yep.
Construct.
I have disadvantage against Shatter, but they
And
don't.
Yes, you do.
I'm going.
All right, and you are through the gate as well.
Yep.
All right. I assume at this point, given the way the fight seems to be going, that everybody is running.
Yeah, we're fucking leaving.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yep. Sounds good.
I wild
I
shape
catch
first.
up. I have other plans, but I feel like we might be able to outrun them.
Okay. I will need everybody except Diamond, for obvious reasons, to make athletics checks.
So
Does my monk shit help?
Yes, to an extent. Yes.
Okay.
Mhm.
I'm just reminding you that there are several movementy things I get for that.
Yeah. hmm
Ooh. Natural 20.
wait, how do I?
Running on
17.
adrenaline.
Really, it is
11.
booking it.
13. Warlock is casually strolling.
5. Cora is tired.
Oh, hot.
22.
So Cora,
Cora's
not
feeling a
that
bit
person.
under the weather, and
Cora has heat
Um,
stroke, stage 1 heat stroke.
Also, Jack, just for the record, as we were leaving, I used my action to flip around the arcane gate. So what happens with the way the arcane gate works is whichever portal is active is the one you can see. And
right.
it's basically an opaque mist of fog that can only be entered through one way. So basically, I put a little bit of a visual barrier between us and the treants that goes the other way if anything tries to go through it, just in case it helps.
It's
Well,
like
and
the wrong Symmetra portal.
Yeah.
The arcane gate is a circular portal 10 feet in diameter.
Yeah.
These things are far more than 10 feet in diameter.
Oh, yeah, sure.
So, yeah.
But we're running through a tunnel we carved out. I don't know if it helps visually
Right.
or all, but, you know.
Yeah, no, that's fair. That's fair. Yep. So, Cora, you are the one who is lagging the furthest behind.
Right.
And you can clearly hear and even feel to some extent the vibrations of these things pounding after you. They're not super fast. Like Zoe has and Rorik have both taken off at a run and seem to be outdistancing these things without too much trouble at all.
Because I am the next lowest athletics, do I notice that Cora's falling behind?
Give me a perception check.
17?
17. Yes, you do.
Sorry, continue your explanation. I'll interrupt it again later.
Mm-hmm. And you have 3/4 cover from these guys because you are currently in very dense vegetation that you guys have just carved out. So what does that make your armor class current?
Obviously good.
3/4 gives me what?
Plus 5.
Plus 5.
15.
15.
What?
Yeah, you
How's
didn't
your
know.
AC that low?
Dex, presumably, but
God.
I have no bonus. Oh, wait. No, I'm sorry. That is not entirely correct. I apologize. 19. I
19.
forgot to include. I forgot to include something.
Okay. Well, one of them finally rolled well. 27 hits you for 35 bludgeoning damage.
Oh, is that
this
all?
kind of blind-fired boulder just comes sailing through and crashes into the underbrush, slamming against your left side and sort of sending you stumbling forward. Zoe, you notice this.
okay, cool. I will sort of stop/loop back, grab onto Cora, and use my other spell for Dimension Door to push us quite a bit further away.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
I don't necessarily need to be able to see it, but I know what this path is. I'm headed down it.
Okay. Just roll me a d20.
Okay.
Actually, roll me a survival check, actually. Since this is navigating in the outdoors, just magically.
But it's a straight road that I cut.
Right.
24.
Which is what? 24, yeah. So you just push you guys 500 feet straight ahead to where you are 98% sure the path is. And 98% is basically 100. You guys pop out in the middle of the path, and you can see the rowboat from where you're at currently.
Yeah. That's
The rest
my
of you
go.
are running your asses off.
Yep.
Give me a series of athletics checks again.
Has Rorik put me down yet?
Nope.
Dang it.
3.
Ooh.
Natural 20.
Look at all these 20s. Looks great. We're hoofing it. No one's dying. Cora
Warlock, you
ragdoll
stumble
somewhere.
You stumble over a root, and it puts you on hands and knees for just a moment. And as you scramble back up, what is your armor class when a 5 is added to it?
Why does it say
20.
20 even?
Yeah.
Okay. Another boulder comes rocketing through the underbrush and knocks you over again onto your ass. You take 20 bludgeoning damage.
Down to 50.
Oopsies.
But you kind of roll with the momentum and use it to sort of get you back up on your feet and running again.
I take comfort in the fact that the amount of damage that I've taken, and I'm only at 50, would have killed Cora already, so...
How much? Well, how much did you take?
My max is 120. I'm down to 50.
You've taken
70
damage.
I would be down. I would be fucking down.
Warlock is a sturdy boy.
Oh, that explains it. Okay.
All right. Having arrived at the boat first, Zoe and Cora, is there anything you guys are doing to prepare?
Prepare the boat. Get it on docked. Don't hand an oar to Cora because that would be a bad
That's
decision.
just not going to go well. It's,
Yeah. No offense, but there's like the oars are taken but not handed to you. General boat prep so that as soon as people are in this boat, we can go.
Yep.
With the
Okay.
anticipation that I'm not the only person who can teleport, so we're probably going pretty soon.
Right. If anybody has any movement abilities they want to use, let me know. This is our last round of the flight before you guys are hopefully going to reach the boat.
I
The
mean, I
lion's share of you.
have teleport spells. I just don't have any spell
Okay.
slots with which to use them.
Well, that does inhibit things slightly. All right. Unless you have anything specific, if we are, yep.
Yeah,
Danny?
no, I absolutely teleport me and Rorik. I'm just like, okay, boop. Onto
All
the
right,
boat.
Make me a survival check.
Woohoo! That's not at advantage.
You rolled a
Oh,
6.
I rolled a
You
6.
rolled a natural 1.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh.
So
This will be
Zoe,
fine. Woo!
Zoe is busy getting the boat ready and trying to help. Cora, you decide that the better, more intelligent solution is to sit quietly and wait,
yes.
which is why you are perfectly poised, looking out over the water to see Rorik and Diamond just appear,
And splash.
Wile E. Coyote style, and then into the water.
I think we
Probably a good 100 feet down the channel to where you guys need to row eventually. The rest of you, roll your athletics checks. That's amazing.
I got us there.
Zoe.
Oh,
Natural
no.
20.
Looks
no.
over.
Look at you! Oh my god, it's like your
Um,
fourth natural 20 tonight.
I don't. Zoe. I don't mean to alarm, but
Your princess is wet.
yeah. At just points.
Jack,
Okay, 100 feet.
I would go swim and rescue them, but I don't want you to have to rescue 3 people.
Give me a second to check something.
Jack, since I am
Warlock.
definitely at the back of the group because I fell down and got hit by a boulder, if I see Aurelia stumble into the line of fire, I'm going to interpose. I'm going to slow down and interpose myself so that
Okay.
Aurelia does not get crushed by a boulder.
All right.
Have we established if either of them can swim?
Oh yeah. Yes.
Has it been 2 minutes since I lost my spell, given that I turned back before Warlock did?
I mean, I still have 3 spell slots because the crowd
My
didn't.
etherealness thing. I'm just
It has
asking.
not. It has been 2 minutes. Yes.
Okay, cool.
Yeah. Miss Embrace is recharged.
So as this is happening, I want to row the boat 10 feet out.
Okay.
Which is a reasonable distance for people to hop or move the boat back. And then Hex, my lovely girlfriend, Charisma,
Okay.
So Diamond,
so
you
that I can teleport over to her.
You feel a cold
not that
energy
creepy,
settle
it's
over
just
your shoulders.
Magic.
Yeah.
Warlock and Aurelia, another boulder crashes down through the path but misses both of you.
Sweet.
And everybody is now within sight of the rowboat itself. Zoe, what you doing?
So the order of operations on those things are
Right.
or move the boat out 10 feet and cast fly. Then technically the next turn, Hex, use the Hex teleport.
Okay. So you are
to get
currently
over it.
hovering. You are currently hovering over top of Diamond and Rorik, who are somewhat surprisedly treading water at the moment.
Look.
I am going to pick up Diamond in sort of princess carry.
Give
It's
me an
adorable.
athletics check with advantage.
Thank you.
I assume Diamond is helping as much as possible.
I'm trying. I feel like I've been Princess carried like for the past hour.
I'm sorry.
No, it's
you
fine.
You
flung over Rorik's shoulder.
You were a sack of potatoes carried, and then
Yes, you were bootleg firemen's carried.
Look, he's carrying a princess. It's technically a princess carry.
18.
So
I mean, yeah.
I assume
Anytime you
18
carry
is a
Diamond,
success.
yes. So you hoist Diamond up, and Diamond only about like your shoes and
There
midway
are
up your
a
shins
lot of
are dragging in the water.
Things that I should be saying right now, but I can't think of any of them. You're pretty. Let's not die and get to the boat.
I was aiming for the boat, I promise.
It's fine. I assumed it's hard. Yeah.
So, how far
And
is the
Rorik
tree
is
line-
just doing a very steady butterfly
Yeah.
back towards the boat.
I trust Rorik to be capable.
Yeah.
Almost all situations.
Wow.
How far is the tree line from the shore?
Oh, the tree line
Fucking wow.
is the shore.
Okay, good. So, Wotan will look at the other ones who are not in the boat and just go. And he will flatten himself against the last set of trees and put a hand on the tree and wait for the trees to close.
God, that was funny.
Okay.
You're the only one who can drive the
Wait.
boat.
I swim faster than you fucking row. Get to the boat.
Jack, can I estimate how far behind us the treants are?
Give me a perception check and then just straight intelligence.
All right.
The first roll
Same
will.
thing?
18,
Okay.
Why not?
12.
All right.
Natural
Yeah,
20.
I will.
Okay.
I will guesstimate
16.
as well.
Okay.
That's persuasion.
the
not
sensory
perception, not
trio.
Perception. 18.
All right. And then roll
And
your
intelligence,
intelligence check, Kurashana.
I see some. Oh, they're fine. They're like hundreds of miles away.
I think they're running the opposite direction.
Even though they were only X amount away, now they're like 12 miles, but I can still see them for
They
some
hopped
reason.
in that Krakoa portal.
Also, I think I'm gonna go swimming now.
No, obviously the thought was now I have to row the boat.
Yep.
Wotan said row, so Corey just grabs the oar.
Somehow manages to break them and put a hole in the boat.
Yep.
You would say a minute or two behind.
Okay.
Okay. So, as we're getting to the boat, to Wotan, not that I'm not confident in your plan, but if we start rowing, we will likely outpace them more than a distraction would require.
Just get fucking moving. I'll catch you later.
If he wants to sacrifice himself, let him.
You're funny.
Get in the boat.
All right. So who is rowing since Wotan is staying behind?
I mean, I can, but
You did.
The question
I
is,
will row.
do I get back to the boat with Diamond at this point?
Yeah, you would probably be back there.
I
I
will
will
help.
hand Diamond an oar because Diamond's strong.
I am going to use my staff to help to give Rorik something to grab onto when he gets in range and sort of help pull him into the boat.
Right. He'll
Diamond
shoulder
and Rorik
himself
can
up
row,
and
yeah.
mantle in. Okay. Yeah. No. Rorik will row. Give me an athletics roll, Diamond.
15. Where's my
Okay.
natural 20?
I don't know.
one.
You guys are. I love how I gave everybody inspiration and nobody's used one.
We're holding it for a special occasion.
The one time I really
What
need
is this? Like potions and
We're-
Pokemon?
we're
I'm never
holding
gonna
it.
use it.
we're
Says
holding
the
it.
man who didn't use 31 health potions in the last game. Sorry.
We're,
didn't
holding,
need
we're
to.
all holding it for a special occasion that is apparently going to occur within the next 34 minutes
Yes.
for
Yeah.
all of
yeah.
us.
Okay. Tempted
I
to
don't
have
know
that
what
two-headed-
that is.
Tempted to have that two-headed
it will
crocodile
happen.
show up for you guys again.
No,
No,
you know
it's
what?
The
I have
math
2
circle of
inspiration.
death save.
Yep. All right.
Fine, you salty bitch. 1. There you go. 16.
All right.
Beautiful.
So yeah, you guys just start pulling, and the boat the nose goes up a little bit with each stroke, and you guys are starting to scull your way as fast as possible away from the island.
I'm watching behind to see
As soon as-
what Morton's doing.
As soon as we broke the tree line, Cole actually turned into a bird, and they flew. Him and Jinx both flew up into the air to keep an eye out above.
Okay, all right. You guys
Split up so
fly
they're not near each other.
You guys fly up into the air, and
Just a boulder.
right, like it's you can see a little bit of tree sway. It's kind of like that Jurassic Park where you can see the long grass moving, but
Yeah.
trees. And there something is coming this way.
Jinx will hang back lower because they can actually fight.
Right. But yeah, most of the rest of it, it's just this couple miles of pretty much solid canopy. Once you fly up over it, you can't really see the boat. You can see a little bit of that divot where the clearing was back there, but that's about it.
While the boat's rowing, I'm casting Identify on the wand.
Just ritual cast or just action
Ritual
cast?
casting. I only have it as a ritual.
Okay. So Woden, you watch the boat begin to pull away.
He's
And you can
flattened
hear-
against the tree with a hand pressed against the tree, waiting.
As these things begin lumbering closer and closer and closer.
As soon as they're both within 20 feet, he will, with his one hand, trace just on the tree. Go to sleep, you wooden motherfuckers, and he'll trace Manaz on the tree and activate the 20-foot radius calm emotions.
I was gonna say, if they get before they get within 20 feet.
Well, you guys are well out by
Yeah, I was
this
gonna
point.
say.
Mm-hmm. But what is Cora trying to employ something or okay?
Yeah, so when traced on the ground, boulder, or wall, on the ground or on the tree, whichever is better, he will trace Manaz, which produces an effect identical to calm emotions on all living creatures within 20 feet of the rune.
Okay. What is the save for that one?
It'll be my save. So the
Calm Emotions is a wisdom save, I believe.
Charisma save?
Wisdom save. Or is it charisma? Is calm emotions charisma?
It's charisma. Yep.
Yeah, then it's even based on my charisma. So it's my regular spell DC.
Okay. Let's see how they do. Watch them
7.
now get their natural 20s out or something.
Yeah, I know.
How charismatic is a treant?
And natural 20s.
They got a +1.
And Woden
They got a
gets
+1.
smashed.
Huh.
Yep.
More than hope.
So Woden, you trace it, and they step up, and one of them has a boulder out, and they seem to be looking, and then the boulder just kind of into the dirt. And there's this weird sense of creaking wood and wind through branches, even though there's no wind here currently to cause those sounds, but whatever language it is that they're speaking. And then one of them turns and just
And Wotan dives into the shore and just swims back to the rowboat.
Okay. Give me an athletics check.
I have a swim speed of twice my walking speed.
Okay. Give me an athletics check. 16?
16.
Okay. You guys have rowed a couple hundred yards by this point. And it's still that heavy, dense, humid air. Only a little bit of air movement across the surface of the water. And suddenly there's a splash, and you see a dwarven hand slam onto the back of the boat as Wotan heaves himself up. Pretty drippy. Wrings out his beard a little bit. I assume prestidigitation.
Yeah, prestidigitation. As he wrings the beard out, it just dries.
Right, yep. And you guys are all back in the rowboat.
Welcome back.
By this point, have I succeeded in identifying this?
No, you've still got about 5 minutes.
All right, cool. I am sitting in the back of the boat with tablet form on my lap and the wand on the tablet and just sort of running a finger across it.
Wotan climbs into the rowboat, sits down, leans up against the side of it, pulls his pipe out of his breast pocket and lights it and just All right.
Jinx lands on the side of the boat. I'm still up above.
Yep.
Is Cole around?
Those that are
I look up.
I'm watching above.
you guys can't see above. They're
Yeah.
too
I
much
just
canopy.
asked Jinx because Jinx sometimes talks randomly.
About 10 seconds later.
All right.
10 seconds later, then you hear, I think they're going the other way with Cole's voice. For Jinx.
Pseudo dragon just opens its mouth.
Yeah, that'd be
That's
because
good.
I told him to fuck off.
That's good.
That's all we needed to do.
Those of you that are in the boat currently can see this wand laid out. It's about 16, 18 inches long. The
Over a foot long.
shaft, yeah,
it's a wand.
the shaft is probably about 3/4 of an inch in diameter during most of the length, but it's a congealed, twisted sort of wood-like structure, little bits poking out at various intervals. The anterior end, there's a cluster of leaves with this pinkish blooming lily that, for all intents and purposes, seems to be an actual living blossom of a flower. And then it curls into a coil at the opposite end with a couple leaves kind of engraved in. The texture of it seems half bone, half wood. But you row and you row. And a few minutes later, Warlock, the spell completes. And you guys, and Warlock is apprised of the conditions of the ever-blooming lily.
Ooh.
Beady.
So, after a minute, sort of pull it off to one side. This wand is the ever-blooming lily. It increases one's ability to cast spells and increases the effectiveness of those spells. In addition, it can be used to cast the spells Spike Growth, Conjure Woodland Beings, Wall of Thorns, and Sunburst on its own.
And you are currently aware that it is at full charge.
Cool.
Currently.
That'll be relevant for whoever attunes to it.
Mhm.
So,
Well,
just sort of holding it up.
Bowden and I have one.
Yep.
I mean, this kind of thing feels like a Kodashana thing, as one of our other primary, either Kodashana or Warlock, as are people who tend to cast spells from the backline.
I
Cole.
mean,
Cora and Warlock are the ones who don't generally just stab and shoot things. Yeah.
nature and nature and growth is not generally part of my power set.
I mean,
Which
that's why it's
largely
the
involves-
wand's power set. Are you turning down a powerful artifact that has the potential
Because
to
it does
give you
not
a
fit my
benefit?
motif.
It
Yes.
doesn't fit my aesthetic. Look, I
Yes.
worked on this.
Suited Dragon just pipes in. I'll take it if nobody will.
I will gladly accept the wand. It would be useful for my purposes.
I take
as
it
a
from
support
Warlock,
caster.
hand it to Cole. Or rather, Cole Pseudo Dragon.
Hand it to Jinx.
Just in Jinx's mouth. Yeah.
Right.
Suited Dragon holding a stick in his mouth.
Jinx just puts it in his mouth, holds it in his mouth.
Thank you.
Appreciate it.
Look, all I'm saying is I do cold and necrotic shit, and I walk around with a skull of my ancestor / me that I scry with.
I'm just
have a
pointing
look.
out,
Throwing stuff
you
is
are
not
turning
good.
down an advantage against your enemies because it doesn't suit your style, and that's
Yes.
More to the point that I'm turning down, and I'm turning down something because it does not suit my what I can use against my particular chief enemy. I would assume Plant growth will not do much against a frost demon.
Holy
But
Jesus.
Sunburst would. I'm
Maybe.
just giving you a hard time.
Make me an
Yes, it's
insight
100%
check,
motif.
Korishana.
Okay.
Everyone teases me about the things that I have aesthetically. I don't see why I can't tease you guys.
No, it's great. It's very good.
Because it's me and not you. That's how this works. 24.
24. There's a heavy weight with some sharp barbs to it digging into your left hip from where you're seated.
Look down.
That's where your satchel is. And a couple spikes of that puzzle box are poking out and just kind of digging into your hip.
Oh yeah. Yeah, that's a thing. I will keep that in mind for our next session.
Would you like to get
Sounds good.
Would you like to get it
Sounds good.
identified perhaps in the next 20 minutes?
No, I think I'll wait until next session.
Sounds good.
Cool. You're driving me crazy
you
more than Jack
identify
at the
it?
moment.
I know.
We want to know what's in the box.
I'll be honest. There was a point where the fact that it was driving everybody insane was the key reason that I have not looked into it further.
See, I have been there both as a GM and a player, and I understand.
Cora's gonna die, and then we're gonna look into it.
Oh, I forgot. Nah. Oh well. I should have had you look at my bullet.
That bullet is gone.
It is. Ah well.
But with a few more minutes rowing, you eventually come back out into the late evening sunlight. Got about an hour or two before sunset as you return to the Elishard's Revenge, spoils in hand, climb up the ladders, moor the boat in its space, and are welcomed back by your crew safely. And as twilight falls, this is where we close on Conflux for the foreseeable future. For our viewers, we are ending this campaign temporarily, shifting over to next week to John running Grand Terra Shadowfront, where all of your favorite people will still be here, just some of us in different roles.
And we'll be back in the world of Grand Terra, where I get to play with a variety of fun tools.
Oh, yes. So, but thank you for watching Conflux up to this point. And when it comes back, there will be plenty of announcements to lead into it. And we will see how this compact concludes their great game sometime in the future. Say goodbye, everybody.
Bye.
Bye.
Goodbye.
Goodbye.